whenever you start a new game on Roblox and you see a bunch of good guys that are so good at the game, depending on it, you'll be going like, wow, how did they manage to do that? How that person managed to do it so good? Or by off of their skill or going by game passes. As hello, I am Sparky here, and today I'm gonna give you my tips and tricks on BLOX HUNT in Roblox. Now, a couple things before we get started. If you are new to this channel, please feel free to hit that sub button, and you'll be checking out some good daily content that I will be posting from time to time. And if you want to get the latest stuff, make sure you hit that bell to catch up the early stuff if you can. Now, I do apologize for some of the stuff here that I'm kind of just a little bit of a mediocre type YouTuber, so obviously this is just not going to be me playing this game, but I will be telling you my tips and tricks, so let's get started. So the first tip and trick I will be discussing is the amount of tokens here. As you can see, this coin right up here, up this middle section here, it's actually worth a bunch of extra tokens. So basically, like you say, you want to say if you want to grab this amount of tokens for this one specific hat, this is for anyone that has a game pass, you might do it pretty well to get that a lot quicker, but unless if you're like me who wants to try to do it by skill, it can be difficult, but I think you can do it that if you have the right idea. So now in terms of hats, I mean, it's going to depend on the price, which it can be quite difficult and challenging because so many hats out there, but there's one that is like 5,000. So obviously, if you guys are like go-getters, go get the game pass. If you're not, then it might take a lot of skill and will take a lot of time to get. So now, other than that, now from the actual map / round itself. Now, when it comes to certain maps, there are certain spots that might not be used or looked very often, and some specific types of items that it can be rarely seen by seekers. So like what you can see from off of this map, I am a fire pit. And usually there's rarely cases of some spots and rarely some fire pits that could be placed right here. So for anyone that is new, and if you're on this map, being the fire pit right here is a pretty good sense that you might survive a little bit longer if you don't do anything. And obviously, it'll be a lot of good stuff. As you can see right here, I got him right up near me, but any cases scenarios, I will be zapped. Like, if anybody is a pro enough, like, they're like me all detective to zap everything, they'll do that just to get an idea to make sure that they got him. There is also an option that if a seeker is nearby from where your location is, there is a taunt button, but I recommend not to use it quite often, because if you taunt like during the middle of the half of a round, and if you let it go off, then they might know where your spot would be, and you might be zapped. So obviously, try to be very cautious if you can. Another trick that sometimes it can be quite useful, but I might have to wait until I get to be Seeker. But there's a option, like You know when seekers like when they zap, they try to they just zap and sometimes they end up losing health if you do it like more than once. There's a little bit of a tip or a trick that I done to try to save myself is health. Like I don't know if this is useful, but try to jump on the ones that is very that that items can be used to change. And try to jump on that because if you do that, then you might maybe just maybe you might catch a glimpse of light from a hider that you might get an idea that how do I say this? So you could get an idea where the hider is, and you could actually stop him in his tracks if you get lucky by just standing there, not trying to troll anybody, and just playing the game. But you might have a chance to collect another hider to put him as a seeker. Now another trick that if you are a seeker right at the start and you know where the spot where you normally hide, like at the start where you see a good spot, try to check over there first. Like let me show you my hide spot for example on this map. So let's just say I'm a seeker. I check over here and I check around this corner here because this is where I would technically mostly hide because when I'm usually the hider in this spot right here, I tend to survive a lot longer than in some other spots than on the table over there or right back down that way. So obviously there's a lot of different ways that you could do it. I mean, other than just off of a game pass, where you could try to be the best. For anyone that does not have a game pass, it can be quite difficult, but if you are quick enough to find your exact spot or find a good item and spot where seekers won't mostly know, you might have a chance to survive a little bit longer in a round than just a game pass just to go a little bit quicker, or some of the game passes where you could just mess with people. No offense to the people who has it, but I'm just saying in general for as a tip and trick move. Now for for tokens, yes, it is one thing. I mean, you start the round as a hider, and if you survive as it, you'll end up adding 20 more tokens in your token slot that is down on the bottom right corner. But if you started a round as a seeker, and if you got all the hiders, then you might end up earning 30. As right now, as you can see here, in a pressure situation where now I am last man standing, and right now it is quite difficult, especially with 1 minute left. It can be tricky, and you don't want to say anything as much. As you can see, the taunt button is there because someone is nearby. And sometimes and we always know the intensity of this while doing this game. It is quite scary, especially when there's only a little bit of time left and you're like the last one alive. But as you can see, watch this guy does. He's going around He's trying to figure out where I am. But right now, he's checking that corner over there. But if you wait at the exact right time, then sometimes you will get crazy caught or get zapped maybe a couple times. But if you wait at the exact amount of seconds left, then you might survive. So yeah. So basically, that is all I have for you today. Those are my tips and tricks for this game on BLOX HUNT in Roblox. Credit goes to the people who had created the Roblox video game idea and the person who created the game BLOX HUNTs of their respective owners. And I hope you learned something different, learned something today. And if there's anything I missed or anything I didn't discuss, please put that down in the comments below. And I'll check it out. And then hopefully I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye bye!